Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the award winning recovery podcast, Get in the Herd, brought to you by the McShin Foundation. Today is a very special day for many, many reasons. Today's Tuesday, and it's the first full episode where we have a brand new producer of the show. And we miss Justin terribly, but I do want to re welcome because he's been on the show as a guest twice now, and he sat back there a few times. Um, but we want to welcome Art as our producer. Art back there. We don't have a camera on you, Art, but if you want to say hello to the crowd,
I am here.
you
Hello, everyone.
certainly. What I like about Art is the way he's succinct in ways where I am not. Is that a word that we need to look up? Succinct,
Possibly, yeah.
to the point, short, to the point.
Short and to the point.
Yep,
That's me.
yep, yeah. I like that. Me, I'm just short.
I'm just pointless.
Oh, come
No,
on.
I'm just playing.
Well, so I'm your host today, Nathan Mitchell, and I think all you know that. And welcome. Our guest today is Bobby N. Bobby N, man, you are a participant in our housing.
Yep.
You are a participant in our intensive mail program house.
Yep.
How long have you been here?
Technically about 15 days with another 12 before that, but I restarted, so
Technically about 15
17 days,
days.
something around there. I'm not counting. I'm just
Okay.
on the ride. You know what I mean?
17 days. Oh, and 12 days before.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So what happened?
Oh man, I wasn't ready, man, and I was going through it. Came here, relapsed. Really, what really happened was I heard. So it was two things. It was what the staff gave me the medication too early. That threw me into the reciprocated withdrawal,
Okay, yeah.
and I lost my shit. And I don't know what to
You can say shit. Don't use the F word if you can
Okay.
avoid it.
But yeah, so
Only honesty uses the F word.
so basically that caused me to relapse. And then I was given another chance. I was sent to another place. And I was supposed to be picked up from there on a Friday, but nobody showed up.
From us.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was told I was supposed to call, but I don't think I was told that. But either way, everything happened for a reason. It worked out, even though I relapsed again, and then I got scared and knew that my chances was up, and then I was ready, and then I came back, and I've been doing great.
You brought up precipitated withdrawal. For those who may not know what that is, and this is your first time experiencing that, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you explain what that is?
It is the worst physical anything I've ever been through. It's something that basically what it is the medication rips the opiates off your receptors and it throws you into an instant devastating withdrawal. It sucks the life out of you. You have no energy. You're dead. All the fluids leak out of your eyes, ears, nose, and you're screwed for the next like 8 to 10 hours at least.
I have to admit, as you're describing that, the first thing that comes because I'm silly, but there's a scene at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know what I'm talking about? Where the face melts when the Nazi looks at the Ark. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
No, I haven't seen that
It
one.
literally feels like your soul is being sucked right out of
It's
you.
pretty
Man.
bad. That happened to me while I was at Tucker's.
It's
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what happens is you haven't fully. So explain. Was that a good explanation of that?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely that's it. That's a pretty vivid explanation. It's just when you take something like Suboxone or I don't know if methadone does it, but it's definitely the buprenorphine.
yeah.
You take it too early and you still have other opiates in your system and they kind of just
It's over.
it's bad.
Yeah, man.
It's being sick but like times 50 or 100, it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, how do we get past, or how did you all get past the precipitated withdrawal? How did you?
I mean, for me,
Relapsed.
Yeah.
either that, or you just keep continuing to take Suboxone on the hour every hour, and until you're out of it. But there's really nothing you can do unless
That's
you
what they
can
told me.
You can get high, or
It
but
was like, you're just gonna have to
sit tight, yeah.
lay on the couch for at least 6 hours, man. I don't know what to tell you. I said,
And now with the fentanyl, it's because before you get buprenorphine after taking heroin, but with the fentanyl out there, it just stays in your system a lot longer. So even 9 days after I was at Tucker's, like I took the Suboxone and I still went into precipitated withdrawal.
Oh,
So
shit.
After 9 days.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, I almost shit myself.
Wow.
Ouch.
Well,
Honest program.
I mean, well, no, yeah, honest program indeed. But it's like, so we talk about the challenges of and when I hear people talk about well, just stop using, just stop.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, well, and if I'm being completely honest, for a long time, I was one of those people saying, well,
Right. I mean, that's the
why don't
obvious
those
answer,
people
right?
just stop using? Because
Right.
it was never I never had a problem. It was over. I was doing my stuff casually. I was fine.
Yeah.
I was okay.
As crazy as it is, though, that's to us, it's just it makes us mad. Like it's never that simple, but that is the answer, though. That's where it starts.
Yeah.
Is you got to stop using to get to where you want to go.
How likely are how likely is it to get into a place, to stop using, to make a decision to stop using, and how likely is someone to do it on their own? How likely was it for you?
Oh man, for my so the
I think it's a loaded question, actually.
yeah,
That's a bad question.
I've done forgot most of the question, but I'll just say this.
I
Um,
appreciate that honesty.
yeah, so on my own, I wasn't necessarily ready. Like I only relapsed. I know only, but I was out there for like a month messing up.
Yeah.
Which I already been through this a long time ago, and it just brought back all the memories and fears of what's about to happen. I could foresee what was about to happen. It got, it like hooked me within like 2 weeks, and it scared me. So I still wasn't ready to do it on my own yet because I didn't really feel like I was doing too much. But either way, I knew it was bad. So if it weren't for my girlfriend and my family, and then me just feeling like shit and knowing that what the consequences are about to be like if I kept going, I wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have did it yet. But yeah, so on my own, I probably would have did it, but a little bit, probably like another month later, maybe or something like that. But
An optimist over here.
coming here, man, it's I can't believe where I'm at right now, already compared to where I was just like a month ago.
Yeah.
How I feel physically, mentally, um, even though there's a lot of bullshit with things you don't want to do and you don't agree with, and the staff not doing what they say they do sometimes. But it's all happened for a reason. I didn't come in here. I've been on Suboxone for a long time. I didn't come in here to get off Suboxone. Well, guess what? I'm all fucking Suboxone, and that's amazing in
Oh.
itself, man. So,
Well,
but
how did you find the McShin Foundation?
so my girlfriend's got a friend. Well, it's a mutual friend. Jill and I used to work here, so
Ah,
we go way back. Um,
you and Jill do?
yeah.
No kidding.
Yep, and she I guess talked to some people and blessed me with the opportunity to get my life together.
Yeah, Jill's a sweetheart.
She is, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you, Art? Did you know Jill, or had she already? She was already gone by the time you got here, right?
Yeah, Dixie was the
I have no
program
idea. I
director.
have no idea when she left.
I did I know who she is though. She was at Dixie's 3-year
Mm,
celebration, so I know who she is.
yeah.
Nice lady.
She is a super nice lady, and she's a super nice lady. I've got a lot of love and respect for her and how she, watching her, because when I first got to the McShin Foundation, she was the med person,
Oh,
and actually I'm pointing over there, but the med office used to be downstairs. Um, there's a door, the office that has a door that doesn't quite go all the way to the top.
yeah. Now they
It's
call it the
it's
detox
a
room.
detox room,
Yeah.
yeah. That actually used to be the med room, and that door, Art, you may have been here, maybe you weren't, but that door used to have a like one of those split doors.
Mm.
You know,
In the middle, the two-way open.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it opened. No, it opened like the top would open, and you could leave the
Oh,
bottom
oh,
down,
okay,
and there was
yeah,
a little ledge.
yeah. Yeah, they're like, here's medicine on the counter. Drink it."
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we call that a Dutch door or something like that. That I hope that's not pejorative, um, but that was where the meds were, and I remembered I never had meds that went through her, so I didn't really have much interaction, but I always saw her and laughed and talked, and
Yeah.
because it was her office, she'd always be kind of hanging off the door there, and you see her, you talk to her, and she
Super friendly.
super, yeah, she is super friendly, but also very protective and very
Oh yeah.
responsible with her women, and the team, and so when she became, let's see. I think she was the assistant. I don't know. I left for a little while and then I came back and she was assistant program director, I think. Maybe she was the full program director, but she took over the women's program and she just super. This is a whole big giant show about Nil. Jill. Anyway, hey, there's Roger. Hey, buddy. But anyway, Jill's amazing. Yeah. So Jill, you got here. So
Yep.
tell me, walk me. So I don't sit here and talk about Jill all damn day.
Yeah.
I can't tell you
She's
how much
great
I
and
love
all.
her. Clearly, I love her. Tell me about. So once you got here, and you found this place, and your girlfriend found this place.
Yeah. Between her and Jill, they
Well, how did you make a decision to change? Or was there an ultimatum? Was there
no,
a
no. Well, no. The ultimatum was life and death, and not only that, it's my family and everything, my business and everything that I have at risk. It was all on the line, and I've already know how bad addiction can get, and I just know the longer I carried on, the worse it was gonna get, and I just care a lot about what the people I love think about me, and I know that I was disappointing people, and I was like, fuck, I was I was about to yeah, like I
That's
was
all
done
right.
with it, man, and so yeah, I just said, okay, I'm doing it. I'm just gonna do it because I didn't feel like I felt like I could get way worse. Like
Mm.
I didn't feel like I was that bad, but it was bad enough to where I didn't want to get clean for 10 days to show my girlfriend that I could do it because she wouldn't let me come home. She's like, all right, you're not coming home until you get clean. I'm like, well, then I'm not coming home. Let me come home and get clean. She wouldn't let me, so I was kind of hard headed and was like, well, fuck it, I'll just do whatever I want to do then. I'll see you next month, I guess, or whenever. And then I realized,
Ooh.
okay, a month went by. I was like, oh shit, it feels like it's been 4 days. It's been
So
20.
you were out of the house for a month, and
Yeah.
they had this option presented to
No,
you.
no, it didn't get it didn't get offered until the very end.
Okay, okay.
And that's when I was just like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. I'm gonna do it. Um, so I did it.
So all right. Let me see. Let me clarify. Make sure I'm hearing you correctly. So at a point, there's a point where your girlfriend says you're screwing up.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go and get fixed. You fix yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And she says, you say, well, all right, well, I'm going to do that here. And she says, no, you can't do that here.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, all right, well, fine, I won't. And
Right.
then you go out for a month and you're living rough.
Well, I didn't plan on going out and trying to mess up, but that's just what happened. Yeah,
Okay.
like and it wasn't even the people, places, things. I was around good people. I went out of my way to mess
Yeah.
my life up.
And well, welcome.
Yeah.
Seriously, welcome. Yeah.
Um, and it was just day by day. I tried not to do it for like 2 days. I didn't do it for 2 days, and then I did it again. Then I did it for like 10 days, and then I stopped for like 6 days, and I got through it. And then I messed up again for another like 12 days, and I was like, okay, man, I'm tired of fighting. Like, let's just fix this problem the best way that we know how, instead of Bobby thinking that he knows everything.
So after a month of Bobby trying to do it,
Mhm.
how did you get to that point? So what happened when you got to that point? I'm not doing this. I need some help. Hey,
Well, one of the big first things that happened was, like in the first couple days of me relapsing, I want to say it was my girlfriend that sent me a meme of, I think it was the situation, Mike, the situation, and it said something
Jim
like,
Tan Laundry. Yeah.
yeah, man. It said something like, when you're in recovery and you relapse, and you wake up and it's 2 months later, and that made my stomach hurt because it had already been like 7 days and it felt like it's only been a day, and I could see that's where it was going. If I kept going, it was going to be 2 months, 6 months, I'm dead or whatever.
Mm.
I was like, I'm not doing this again, man. I'm not living this life again. And I've been on this road, man, and I'm not trying to be. I'm not doing it. I'm just not. I wasn't going to accept it. I have a son. I have people who love me. I have people who count on me. I want to be able to take care of the people I love, and the people that matter to me. I want to be able to help the people I care about, and even anybody that I can help in life. I just, I have a bigger purpose, and it ain't to be buried yet. So,
I feel that. Well, and you're a betting man, and that's not
and
a
you
good
know
bet.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, so what I'm getting at.
right.
So here's what I want to hear from you is okay, you're at that month part, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're over here by yourself doing your thing.
Yep.
I living
Yep.
rough, maybe
Yeah,
living
man.
in hotels.
No,
I don't know what you're
no,
doing.
I wasn't good, but
Living
just
good,
getting high, man.
getting high. But
Yeah.
you weren't living at home.
Mm-mm.
You're not taking care of your girlfriend, your
Oh,
son.
I was doing that too. Get paid all the bills.
Well, you're not there present with them.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe money wise, maybe
Yeah, you're
okay.
right.
We
You're
we
right. You're
can, yeah.
absolutely right. Yep.
Well, and that's but what happened at that moment? Because see, there's a moment that I'm trying to hear that I want to hear from me, because
Okay.
these are the moments that are important to me.
Okay.
It's like, well, what is that moment where you said, hey, I can't do this? Who was it who said, hey, there's this other thing? I mean, obviously McShin is where you went to, but I mean, where was that moment? Did you ask for help? Did she come
So
back to
I
you and
already
say,
knew
hey?
that that moment was in progress from the day I relapsed.
Yeah.
I either was going, because honestly it was, I was going to do it one time while my girlfriend was on vacation. I wasn't going to do it
Hmm.
again. And then when she kicked me out, well, then that's when I was like, okay, F it. But when I started keep doing it day after day, I had already immediately known that I'm not doing this for long, for real, and I know how bad it can get, and it's on my mind every day. Like, I got to stop in one way or another. And it just got to where I couldn't control how I felt as far as getting high. I just didn't care about anything. I was just gonna do it. And then once
Yeah.
I felt that, I knew that something's got to give. I can't do this no more. All right, I'm ready to get help. Help me. Like, help me. Somebody help me. Like, Lauren, my girl, help me. And she's like, well, if you really want help, you can go here. I was like, all right, I'll go. And I mean, that was it. I just knew what the outcome was gonna be, man, before I even got too deep. I don't.
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for? Or?
It is. Well, and I'll tell you why I'm pressing this point. This is a whole Nathan thing, and whether it's you or Art or anybody else, I'm a man of moments.
Right.
And when I when I'm when I'm deep in my crappy thoughts, when I'm
Hmm.
in that stinking thinking, they say,
Yeah.
there are certain moments in my life that I cling to that are either really really bad or really really good. And when I have a sense of purpose, when I'm walking in that sense of purpose, when I'm walking in that purpose, and I'm living that, I'm doing the next right thing and the next right thing, and fixing myself for trying to fix myself when I screw up, which I do,
Mm.
obviously. There are those moments that I cling to and go back to, and there are moments of gratitude for me.
Right.
I talk about the socks, and I'm grateful for the socks. I talk about that really pivotal moment where I got out of the car, when I got out of jail,
Right.
and I'm getting in the car with the same person who called the cops, and I'm offered, meth and Klonopin right there in the parking lot. And I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm not doing this.
Right.
And I get out of the car. But then I can think about, if I really want to extend those moments, I can start putting all the other things on that, and that can be overwhelming for me. For me, it's like I don't I can extract meaning out of one particular moment, and I can hold that that feeling until, to ride out whatever crap I'm going through,
Right.
instead of playing that whole darn, oh well, but this happened and that happened and this and that, my life is shit. The next thing I know, for me, I'm a man of moments, and I cling to that. So there's these times, and there are these negative moments in my life too that I'll go back to, and I'm like, I'm grateful I'm not doing that.
Right.
There's one particularly profound moment that I'm not going to talk about right here, but one particular profound moment that for 11 months, the first 11 months of my recovery, was the image that came up in my brain every time I thought about using.
Mhm.
I'm really grateful that that was part of my that those 11 months, because it was the moment I reflected on about how low Nathan can go as a human
Yeah, where you
being
don't want to go back to,
and
man.
don't want to go back to,
Right.
and grateful to not be doing that. And when I got to 11 months, I was talking to my sponsor at the time, and well, I was really quiet, and then I finally just erupted with my sponsor. I was like, what's the freaking point?
Right.
Every time I feel like using, this is what pops up, and I feel like a piece of shit, blah, blah, and all this stuff. And I realized, it was time to grow from that and not cling to that moment, or at least not put the weight of that moment, still, in my recovery. It was important because I learned the moment when I'm with my sponsor, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to start getting into some forgiveness of myself. I need to start forgiving myself for that, for what I had done, right before I got clean. So, or got into recovery, if we're using,
Mm.
non-stigmatizing language. And that's an important moment too. So now I have more perspective on that one moment, and
Mm.
I'm still grateful for it. Like, that was a really, really tough time in my life, that one moment that kept me clean for 11 months, and I'm grateful for it now.
Yeah,
I
man.
have that perspective.
Definitely.
You know,
Yeah.
but I'm grateful that you found this place. So you got here, and you had your first 12 days, and you slipped up.
Yep.
Okay, life
Yep.
happens. You're
Yep.
back, and you're back at about 15 to 17 days now.
Hmm.
Walk me through. You've gotten off of Suboxone, which you hadn't planned on,
Right.
which means you're free.
Yeah, I'm free, man.
Yeah. How's that feel? How's your body feel?
Body feels great, man. I feel like I can do some things now, man. Wasn't first shit, dude. First 10 days was just miserable. Couldn't do anything. Every step felt like 1,000 pounds. Between that, the anger, like I've never been more angry in my life. Like,
Welcome.
like seriously, little things would annoy me, man. Like just wanting to choke people out. Like I couldn't stand what people, wasted. I felt like my time was being wasted so much. I was getting so irritated. But man, keep coming back, right? Came
Right.
back every day to this place, man, and it's added up rather quickly, and it's amazing, man. It's amazing that I can feel this good so soon,
Yeah.
and not just from the relapse, man. I think the Suboxone really crushed me way
Mm,
harder because the withdrawals and the consequences from using that stuff, man, it's just as bad, if not worse.
yeah.
So for me to feel like I feel now is just a blessing in itself. It's a miracle. Um, it's night and day
Yeah.
already.
Well, I know that well, okay, let's go into the philosophical side of things. So,
Okay.
from an addiction standpoint, there are some people, in the rooms that'll say something like to the effect of, when we pick up and start using, that's when we stop growing emotionally.
I've heard that.
I've heard that, and I do I believe that to an
I
extent.
I ex- I agree exactly
Yeah.
to an extent. It makes sense to me because I
Yeah.
can relate how I feel to about the last time I can remember being halfway sober. Like I feel like I haven't grown. Actually, I feel like I've declined.
Well, okay, yeah, I think that's pretty valid too. I feel, yeah.
I feel like I got to regrow again.
I feel, yeah.
I
Well,
gotta teach myself how to be a man and responsible and humble and honest
yeah.
and everything again.
How old are you? 31?
35.
35? Oh, you're 35. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In my early 20s, late teens, I felt like I could conquer the world.
Same, same
That
here.
I feel immortal. I feel like I'm invincible.
Definitely.
And I'm sure there's a natural declination of that,
A lot of people feel that
decline
way.
of that.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure most people. I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I look at teenagers in early 20s today, and oh, those kids over there. I think it's beautiful. I love that, and I try not to squash that because, I mean,
that's part
really,
of life, man.
yeah, it's part of life, and enjoy that
Let
time.
them feel
Enjoy
invincible
that time.
until they break their legs,
Yeah,
and then
or,
not so
or
much.
or until they decide to take a nosedive 3 stories off of a banister. That's how I broke
I'm
my
about to
teeth.
say,
Yeah,
I take it you must know a little bit about that.
I mean, um, but that feel those feelings, kind of. I mean, I don't know what made me start using. It's like it's a chicken and an egg. Well, I don't know if it's a chicken and egg question, but it's certainly a. Did I use because I had it in me predisposed? Because I have addicts in my family, or I have people
Right.
with substance use disorder in my family,
Yeah.
or who knows? Um, and I've stopped. I'm not. I'm inquisitive. I'm interested in that, but from a purely academic standpoint, at this point, it doesn't really matter to me how I became the way I am.
Right.
Now it's like, okay, now how do I accept who I am?
Right.
And you and I were talking just before the show a little bit about this. Well, this is what I got from the conversation, because you were talking about me being at ease talking with people, and I
Mhm.
was in my head thinking, man, I wouldn't have said that about myself several years ago.
Right.
Maybe 2 years ago, maybe there's definitely a certain ease that I feel now, and I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you. I'm much more at ease with who I am as a person, which makes me at ease talking to just anybody.
Yeah.
More at ease talking to anybody.
Right.
I still have my inherent biases that come out, and I work on that, because I do want to be the best self with everybody, and I don't want to be taken advantage of either.
Right.
Because some people say kindness is a weakness, and don't,
Sometimes
yeah, but don't
people take it for that.
people might take that, and I'm sort of going off the point, but we were talking about being able to talk to people, and I thought, the reality is that I know that every single one of us needs to eat, needs to sleep, and in my heart, I believe this. I maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but I think every single one of us wants to have a sense of purpose.
Yeah, man.
The food, the water, the sleep thing, those are like everybody needs that, like
Survival.
survival
Yeah.
things,
Right.
right? You need to have a safe place to go to the bathroom. Like the base. If we talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Those
Mhm.
base things right there, and sense of purpose is not in that bottom layer; it's in the top towards the top. But
Gives you sanity
sanity, yeah,
fulfillment of life. It gives you something to be passionate about that means something to you, that touches your heart, to
yeah.
make you want to do it and live and wake up every day.
And so many of us, when we get here, have experienced. Well, I think there's a couple different things that people experience when they get here. But so many people, when they first get here, have either lost that or they've never had that
Yeah.
sense of purpose.
Yep.
And I I'm sad for that. And the reason I'm sad for that, and I know that the way things are structured here, we take that into account. From the very beginning of the day, when we get here in the morning, we talk. We have a little morning meditation,
Right.
right?
Yep.
And it's very intentional that we all get together and we
Mhm.
clean this church.
Yeah.
It's a sense of buying into the community,
Mhm.
having a purpose within that community.
Yep.
I think I was talking about this in group the other day. My favorite chore was always going around and collecting trash from all the offices
Mhm.
because I get to talk to everybody.
Yep.
And that's me. I'm gregarious. I like to talk to people. I'm nosy, inherently nosy, but I'm also always trying to be a little better than I was the day before, and
Yeah,
that's
man.
that's selfish. I think a little ego driven. There's a balance for that.
Oh, man, it's a good.
There's
It's
a
a good thing
balance.
though.
It is well. There's a balance. It's how I use those skills, right?
Right.
And that's I think a lot of the way we do things around here is designed around helping establish trust between those of us who are in recovery and work here, or in recovery and come here and volunteer, or the people in the 12-step meetings and whatnot. But
Right.
and and with you all, with you all being, I guess, the new people in here, and
Mhm.
I mean that with love, because I was in that position, like
Right.
here
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
and I'm the guy who walked in here and was like, I know everything.
Oh
Yeah, you think I'm
man.
annoying now? No, I don't think I'm annoying now, but
No,
I'm certainly must have been annoying when I first got here because,
I think we all are.
well, maybe
Mm,
the
I
it's
know I was.
you might have thought you were annoying. There's a
Well, annoying or just plain pissing people off. Like this guy's got, man. I don't know what Bobby's gonna do, man. I mean, this dude's all over the place, man.
well, so I noticed this among staff because now I've been on staff for over 3 years, right?
Right.
And I noticed this among staff and sort of where we are as far as length of time here and maybe even length in recovery. It's like, at some point, especially, when you live in housing, it has another dimension. If you're a staff and you live in housing, it adds a dimension of of emotional um, attachment that comes from interactions with
Right. The
with
bond
yeah,
that you
the
build with
bonds,
everybody. Yep.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And whether you even live in the same house or not, I mean, there's still, there's a constant. There's
Yep.
15 houses.
You're
There's this constant network of things,
you're
and
involved even more.
yeah.
Yep.
And so maybe it is helpful to be slightly removed, but it's also helpful for me to remember that, when I first came in, it was really helpful to have people around me who not only understood where I was, but had perspective. Were understanding and not judgmental of it.
Yeah.
This person's going through it and in maybe some physical pain, certainly emotional pain. There's not many of us who come here without emotional pain.
Hmm.
This person who's coming to me is in pain, and they're not acting their best self right now.
Right.
I don't need to take how they come at me personally right now.
Yeah. Y'all do a good job with that, man.
I think a
Yeah.
lot, yeah.
Y'all do. Because the way we were acting or when we first get here is it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I mean, it's expected, but it's not right. But that's what addiction will do to you, man. It will change you. It'll make you ignorant. It'll make you angry. It'll make you not give a shit.
Hmm.
But y'all are very patient, man, and y'all got some y'all got some hope shots with y'all, man. Y'all really make us see that there is light at the end of the tunnel, man. I feel it from a bunch of y'all.
Appreciate that. I think there's a really good I think there's an atmosphere here, among all of us, the alumni who come to visit, the participants, of course, and
Hmm.
and the staff, and I think there's just an atmosphere of community that we continue to build and grow and help each other, balance each other with my character defects, my skills, and what's the opposite of a character defect? Oh geez, yeah, all of us sitting here struggling. There's a word I can't think of it. Think of it later. But the opposite. My character defects and my assets.
Mm,
They're balanced with the character defects and assets of another person here.
mm.
And whether it's a staff member or whatever. I think it's a really neat community that we build here. So I want to know.
What would you like to
I
know?
want to know.
Okay.
Tell me about the daily stuff here. Tell me what it's like on the daily, let's say on a regular Tuesday here at the McShin Foundation. How does Bobby begin his day? Let's walk it through, and I want step by step. You can exclude any of the more disgusting little things, but I
Right.
want from the very beginning. You wake up. What time is it? What's your thought? How do you get out of that thought? What are you doing?
From today's point of view,
Let's do today. Talk to me about this morning.
okay. So today you wake up at 7 o'clock, man. You make your bed, you brush your
Wait,
teeth.
you make your bed while you're in bed.
Well, I get out of the bed.
Well, see, I want that level of detail. Talk to me.
Jeez.
Talk to
Okay.
me.
So all right. So when they tell me to get up, I don't get up.
That's what I want. All
Okay.
right.
I sit there for 5, 9, 15 minutes tops, and I'm thinking, oh, these motherfuckers, man. All right, there we go. Another day of this bullshit. All right. And so I'll sit there, and then whatever the word
Well, now
is.
this is at 7 o'clock ish.
Yeah.
Nobody at any time at like 4 o'clock in the morning runs through the halls of the
Oh,
building.
oh,
Well, no,
oh,
but
oh,
nobody's
oh, yeah.
well, but
Okay.
nobody's running around going trays, right?
No, but there is somebody sleeping 3 feet to the left of me that at 5:30 in the morning this morning just screamed out, "No!" Woke me up. He just talks in his sleep.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's yeah, it gets a little weird, but he's got night terrors or something. But
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, get up. Don't want to get up, but I get up anyways. Make the bed. Then
You make the bed as soon as you get out of bed.
half the time no, I go
Okay.
smoke a cigarette and then I come back and I make it, get dressed, brush my teeth. Then I do my chore as long as it's not the bottom basement bathroom because I've been on that way too long, man. And that's the worst chore. And I'm just not gonna do it every day.
Do you take your shower at night or in the
At
morning?
night?
At night. Okay.
Yep. And then I grab my food for the day and pack it in my backpack, make some coffee or grab a water or grab an orange. I sit on the front porch, listen to music, smoke a cigarette, wait for the guys to get ready. Then we come over to the church every morning. We do what, 8:30, a little kind of 10-step kind of thing. What is it, feelings check?
Yeah, morning. We call it morning meditation, but yeah.
Morning meditation. Tell
What is
how
he?
you
He's
feeling.
been reading out of a book. What's that book called?
Just for today? Is that?
Yeah, it's one of the
or
books.
reflections, or there's so many of them, man. I've lost track.
Oh wait, it's not a book that he reads out. John P. He's been printing out those
he gets little sayings and scripts from all over the place.
ponderances of the day.
Daily ponders.
Daily ponder, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which has the just for today,
Yeah.
the daily reflection,
Yeah,
and
he
some other
switches it
things.
up,
Yeah, I
so-
like that.
Yeah. We do that, and then after everybody says who you are and how you're feeling for the day, we do chores.
Yeah,
And everybody does their chores. Then you go smoke after that. And then from that point forward, man, it's every hour is a meeting for an hour. You get about 10-15 minute break,
15 minutes.
and
Yeah,
then you're meeting it up all day long. That's basically what it is. And then on the weekend, if we take care of our responsibilities and don't do nothing stupid, we get to go do something cool like
Yeah.
bowling or baseball or something like that. But yeah, it's a lot of meetings till about 4 o'clock,
4:15.
4:15. Then we leave, go back to the house if you want to eat, shower, whatever you want to do. And then normally it's either 6, 7, or 8. We come back for another meeting or 2 for the night. So yeah, buckle up because you're gonna do some meetings if you're coming up in here, buddy.
Well, you're in the intensive program, so how much TV do you get to watch at the house?
Oh shit, let me think about it. None, because there's none TVs. No electronics, no TVs. It's just you, yourself, and you're thinking, and you're forced to talk and bond with people. And I guess it's part of why they do it. They make you use your brain for once,
Mm.
And it makes sense to me, even though I didn't like it at first, but it's not that bad.
You'll appreciate it after. Actually, it may not
Yep.
seem like it.
No,
but
you're
not
right.
having your phone is nice.
Yeah, man. Everything that I said that I hated about this place, I hated about y'all. I wanted to, it was I just didn't give a shit. I wanted to leave. This is fucking stupid. This is dumb. why I gotta do this? Yo, this person is talking for 20 minutes about something I don't care about. It doesn't affect me. You're sending me to the healing place with these freaking psychopaths for what? Everything that was getting on my nerves. They didn't give me my medication in time. Oh, you threw me in a reciprocated withdrawal. Yo, these people suck, man. At first, McShin, I was ready to fight everybody. The staff, Jesse, big bald, Master Splinter, the captain. I was like, man, you suck, bro. You got me. I'm sick as hell. You ain't doing anything for me. I was ready to like just smack him, and he's like, "No, man, you'll be all right, man." And I'm like, "Man, this is crazy. Y'all are just unorganized. Y'all are the worst. I don't know who the hell is running this shit." But it turned out all that shit was a blessing because it made me stronger. It made me patient. It made me more durable. It made me not want to put my hands on people. It got me through, and it definitely was a benefit, man. All that stuff happened for a reason, and whether y'all were right or wrong or indifferent or whatever, it added up to getting me where I'm at right now. And I'm grateful. I really am.
I think of the several conversations in my office where I've probably prattled on for more than 20 minutes, and I wonder if I've been part of that problem there for a couple times.
Mama, no, your delivery, the way you talk, is you grab attention, man. It's you're not one of those
I'm
ones.
looking for validation over here. Don't get sucked into my need to be
Yeah.
validated over there. That's what art is for.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
I'm a people
My job.
pleaser, so and you can't believe in that. Remember that.
That's well, okay. That's funny. Okay, so I'm glad you've identified because you are definitely a people pleaser. I see that in you.
Yeah.
Art is not a people pleaser.
I can
Oh
see
my
he
God,
has
are
a
you
I don't
serious?
really care what you're talking about face. So yeah.
I don't see you as a people. Well, yeah, I
He's looking
suppose
at
you
look.
are.
He's just like, I don't really care what you say.
He
I know
wants
who
to
I
be.
am.
You're hurt that I'm not identifying you as a people pleaser. We need to have the second camera on you. Can we do that?
Yeah, for the next show, we
We'll
might be able to do
put
that.
you in the corner there.
Yeah, sure.
Let's put baby in the
in
corner.
the corner, always. Yeah,
I like that. That'd be cool.
life story.
Life story. Yeah. Oh, poor Art.
I know.
I love. I'm so glad you're here, man. I am so happy you're here. I'm glad you're on the show today too, man. This is fun.
Man.
We had something else scheduled for today, and life on life's terms, and something came up, and yada yada, and I kind of looked at Art, and this, without going into a whole long story, too late, right? I just went downstairs.
Spill the beans.
Well, I was looking for a different. I wasn't looking for the John sitting next to you. I was looking for the other John, who I hadn't met yet in person.
The new one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I haven't met him yet in person, but he found us watching the show on tablets. So I thought, well, let me grab this guy and put him on the show. But I don't know who he is, and I was like, I don't want to feel like going out all the way to the park, and I don't. I just I want something
give
easier.
the new guys a break, man. They're nervous.
Well, yes, and yeah, there are people I've done that before. We have grabbed people and like walking in the door.
Yeah, I mean, some people are just down for it, but
Some people. Well, that's we ask.
Yeah.
I would have. For the most part, we'll bring
I feel like
anybody
he
on.
probably would have did it, and if he wouldn't have, he would do it next week probably.
Yeah, I'll talk to him again. I'll talk to him. I have to meet him first.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, but all that to say, we have these incredible opportunities here at the McShin Foundation to figure out what recovery means to us, individually,
Right.
and as a community. Now, of course, we are, an abstinence-based program, and we're abstinence-based for many reasons. One giant reason is, I mean, we do work with a lot of probation officers, and we work with the the criminal justice system. So, we maintain an abstinence-based program, and it's what works for the majority of us here. So it's what works for us, and that's what we talk about. And as a person in recovery who does recovery advocacy, we look at we recovery advocates, look at other ways of having, doing recovery, which may not be abstinence based.
Right.
Yeah. And when I say abstinence based, I need to put a big giant asterisk there because a lot of people would probably say, being on MAR, MAT, medically assisted treatment or recovery, wouldn't be considered abstinence. I'm not having that debate. If that's your belief, fine. Then McShin is not abstinence based. We're abstinence based and harm reduction in that respect. But that's
neither here nor there.
It's not. Yeah, exactly. I'm staring across the street. I'm watching somebody walk, and I'm thinking, I think I know that guy because these blinds are usually not down, and so now and
focus, Nathan. Focus.
It's tough, man. Squirrels everywhere. Sometimes literal squirrels. But I say that, so here we are in this program, right?
Right, right,
You
right.
know, and I remember, because I started out in one of our step up houses. I never lived in the intensive men's program house.
Mm-hmm.
One of my first resentments toward this place. I joke about that, a lot, and I probably would have bucked too, and I would have wanted the phones. And back in the day, if you were living in housing and you didn't have a job, actually, it doesn't matter. Back in the day, you could not be in any of the houses between the hours of 8:30 in the morning and 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
What do they want you to do? Go to meetings?
Go to a job.
Go to a job?
Go to a job, or if you're not in a job, come here for the groups all day,
Mhm.
or go find a job.
Right.
Just go do something
Productive.
productive with your life. Yeah, I
Right.
mean, I say that flippantly. Go to a job, but reality is, it's like one of the biggest giant symptoms of our disease is isolation. And what happens is sometimes, in the housing, there's a huge chance for individuals. I'm one of those guys, man. I was joking earlier with you. I'm like, I'm actually a lot more introverted than you might think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I go home on the weekends and I'm I sit in a ball alone most of the time. And it's not a I'm not this isn't an oh poor me thing. I need that time, like,
Right.
to recharge. The point of this. So back in my day, when I was a participant here, you had to be up here, or you had to be out looking for a job, or you had to be at work.
Right.
And so, we got up here. I'd come up here, and you first thing in the morning, they're supposed to send around a basket in the morning to pick up phones, but I don't think there's anybody here in the morning that's not intensive, so you don't have your phone, so they don't do that anymore, do they?
They do.
Oh, they do?
But yeah, John, he just says, "Got a phone? Give it to me," and he just
Yeah,
puts it under his seat. So
fair enough. Yeah, I
right.
mean, we used to have this basket's probably still down there. And a lot, because they were non-participant, they're non
We're not in the program.
non-program
Yeah.
participants, and we're both yawning here. Let me land this plane here. What the hell was I getting at?
I don't know, man. I'm just waiting on you.
Wait,
Deliver it.
oh my
Come on,
god,
Nathan. Pull it together.
where am I going, bro?
Grab the wheel.
You have no idea, do you?
I have no idea.
I know,
Yeah.
right? I was
No,
getting
you're something about
hell
not
is
being
it?
able to be at Scott House or in the intensive house.
yeah. So I had my phone. I was
Oh, yeah,
getting at
you
that.
resent.
Yeah.
You resented.
I did. I
Yeah.
resented it. I resented not being an intensive participant right off the bat, because when I got here, the guys at that house were really tight.
Mm-hmm.
And I find, at any of the houses, there's an ebb and there's a flow to
Mm-hmm.
the way things go here.
Right.
At each house, especially if there's like a new house leader change, there might be there's always gonna be,
It's
like,
a constant change, man.
there's constant change. And when we get into a position where somebody can be, you know a peer leader or a house leader for a while and grow into it, learn, you know how to work with people,
Mm-hmm.
to be helpful and not harmful
Yep.
in all the different ways.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful thing.
It
There's
is.
and so at the time, there was a really, really good house leader. He's still a really good friend of mine. And it was a really good house, and I was really bitter that I wasn't there, in that house, because those guys, they were doing stuff, they were
Yeah.
having
You want to be
fun.
part of it.
I wanted to be part of that, and I would go home to the step up house, and everybody had a job, and they all
Nobody's
had
there.
they
There's
had
no
their
bonds.
girlfriends
Nobody
and
to
stuff.
talk to.
Yeah, except for, Justin, who, I'm
Lonely.
pointing over here. Justin's not there anymore, but Justin, who was the
Mhm.
producer before Art, he was my first house leader,
Yeah.
and we really bonded. We got close. But I would come up here. My point, all this to say this, ha ha ha. Y'all have your phones taken away, right? So
Right.
I didn't have phone service because, broke, drugs, all that stuff coming out of
Mhm.
jail.
Right.
But I did have two beat up phones,
Mhm.
and bless her heart, there was a staff member back in the time, and I'm not going to call her out, but she knows who she is. She would give anybody the Wi-Fi password. We weren't
Mhm.
supposed to do that. We're still
Mhm.
not supposed to do that, but she would do it, and I had both of my phones had the Wi-Fi password
Mr.
on them.
Manipulator.
Oh yeah,
Got
yeah.
him.
So I would come in the morning, and to receive services at McShin, that's still the rule. To receive services at McShin, you do need to turn in your phone, right?
Uh-huh.
I would put one phone in the basket, and I would keep one phone on my, in
I
my phone
tried
case.
that old trick. 'Cause I
Yeah.
brought in 3 phones. and I gave them all to him.
Did you have a phone when you got here?
I had 3.
I mean, did you hide a phone when you got here?
So I originally gave it all to him.
So what happened
But then,
was,
yeah. So what had happened was
Yeah.
I spazzed out one day around here. I was like, I need to send somebody some money. My girlfriend, somebody on Cash App. Let me see my phone. Really, I just snatched all my stuff and was like, I'm leaving. And then I didn't leave though. I got in my car. I thought about it. I came back. But when I gave them the bag back with 3 phones, it was missing one. And I was hoping that they didn't know that somebody had brought actually 3 phones. And then anyway, they go back to the house and I got my main phone on me and I'm just like mad or whatever. And then I hear, Bobby, give me that phone. Kevin coming in there trying to get the phone from me. I said, man,
that was a fairly
Kevin,
good.
good. He was like, I ain't got time to wait on you, man. He's like, you messing my day up. I was like, man, you getting on my nerves. He was like, you getting on my nerves. I'm trying to go home. I was like, bro, you pissing me off. I'm over here plotting on my next relapse, and he's over here getting in my way. I'm like, man, this dude's getting on my fucking nerves. But yeah, that's the little phone story.
I like it.
Yeah, man.
The phone gets, the phone is the biggest, probably the biggest bone of contention among a lot of the participants. The giving up the phone part, whether it's in the 28-day program or whether they come in here to receive service, and that becomes one of the biggest
Yeah,
things.
it's people get real defensive. Like, what? You're taking my phones?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it makes sense, man. Come on now. We're addicts, man. We're trying to get clean. You want us to have our phone with the dealer's number and all the connections and all the distractions and
What I love too is I love watching and seeing. I do love watching the game. There's a sick little part of me that's like, sit back and watch for a while.
I mean, it's fun. It's a show. You see the craziness.
It is a bit of a
it's
show.
interesting.
It's interesting from all the different levels, and
Everybody likes a little drama.
well, what I mean though is, I see people, letting their
the
phones
growth
out.
or what?
I love seeing the growth. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was going darker, but I do like what
Okay.
you're saying.
Go back though. Go back to the dark street.
I do want to, because I want to highlight this, and it's fun, and then I realize how serious it can be.
Yeah, and it can be. And that's how I've experienced it here already a couple times, man. Myself with other people.
Yeah.
I was that guy at first. Then I'm not that guy, but then I see other people trying to do it.
Yeah.
And it's not a joke anymore. And it's not nothing I want to participate in, even in a conversation. I need it as far away as possible. And I ain't even playing for a second with mine though.
Yeah.
Like they gotta go.
There's a line that at some point anybody who stays here long enough has to, in Nathan's little humble opinion, that there's a line we have to cross at some point between okay, I'm here and now I'm going to invest in the community. And what I mean by that is, I'm not going to take the shit from the people around me. Like I'm not going to co-sign bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I see people, one of the biggest things for me is like, don't look, if you have your phone, like if you're allowed to have your phone and you have your phone, don't
give it to them.
don't give it to somebody else to use. I
agree.
Because I'm gonna come at you with all kinds of stories. I need to call my mom. I need to call my girl. I need to get that money to my girlfriend. My PO. Blah blah. I said we got phones in these offices up and down, 3 flights of phones. And the reason I'm so adamant about that particular one is because, I I know somebody who did that.
Yeah.
And his brick is right there on the Memorial Garden.
Yeah.
And I mean, he might have been able to find drugs. I mean, I'm sure he would have been able to find drugs if he hadn't made that phone call.
Man,
but it's like it's those little, when I talk about those moments, it's those moments where, damn, you know what? Where I have an opportunity to think again. Because my first thought is not always the best thought.
Right,
one of the biggest things I am always grateful for is that my first thought does not have to be my last thought.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about that all the time.
Yes, you do.
Well, yeah, thanks. And I do that first thought thing, but I need to put barriers in front. Sometimes physical barriers in front of me.
Yeah.
Whether it's
but
to
it's
remove
true, though.
the phone.
Even though you say it all the time, man, you give yourself a chance to think about a better decision to make. Give yourself a chance to do the right thing instead of the first thing.
Yeah. Which is why we take away the phones.
Yeah.
Which is why we suggest, leave the girls alone.
Yeah, man. They'll get you in trouble for sure. And plus, half of them probably active addiction or not, or recovery, and that's just another addict you're too close to. That feelings get involved and stuff. Yeah, all that.
Yeah, all that. So, were there? All right, I didn't see. Were there any comments? I didn't see any. Oh, there were. Oh, Roger. Yeah. He says he's very
Roger,
proud of you,
man.
Bobby.
Shout out, Roger.
Shout out, Roger. Roger, man, I thought you were coming to join us today, bro. What happened? But anyway,
that dude's killing it.
Roger.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's man.
He's gonna look.
Inspirational, man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, if you know his story, he's came a long way.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Well, he'll
Well,
come on.
60 days. I mean,
We'll get him here to tell his story sometime.
get him up here,
Yeah, we'll
man.
get him in to tell
Get him
story.
out of his comfort zone.
All right. Before we, you know, before we put our trays in our full upright position and the seats and everything, and
Coming in for landing.
yeah. Before we land this plane, you got any words of inspirational wisdom over there? I see you have a big old tossed salad over there. You see the salad over there?
Looks like, yeah, okay.
It's salad. I mean, it's a carrot cheesecake salad because that's what carrot cake is. Carrot cake is salad. It's got fruit. It's got vegetables.
It
It's
makes
got
you feel
nuts.
better.
It's got cheese. It's a salad. It's a carrot salad. Got any words for us?
Thanks for coming on, Bobby. Appreciate.
Yeah, you're welcome. Mark.
And yeah, good luck, man.
I
You're
appreciate
doing
it,
great.
buddy.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man.
you're doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, Bobby.
Yeah, brother.
Bobby.
How you doing?
35?
3-5, man.
Hey,
Time
you know
flies.
what? Come with me after this. I want to play a song for you.
Okay.
Any last thoughts, concerns? You want to shout anything out? You want to tell anybody who's thinking about making a change?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'll just say that I appreciate my girlfriend Lauren's on, my dad, my sisters, my nephew, everybody pushing me to help me to do this. but also to any new people, man. You know, they say y'all are the most important people, and everybody always says get clean for yourself and this and that. I say get clean by any means. To get started, it doesn't matter who you do it for. Do it for a tree. Do it for a piece of dirt. Get clean, man, and then stay clean for yourself. It's the difference between life and death, and it's not a game. Your life is at risk, and no matter how bad you feel at first, trying to get clean the first week or two, I was just there, man, and it's dark and it's sad and it's lonely. You don't think you can do it, but f all that, man. Get through 2 weeks, and your life will begin to change, and you might hopefully never look back, man. Because I would never believe I feel this great that I do today from 2 weeks ago, and I do, and I'm so hopeful. I'm so hopeful. People that think they can't do it or whatever, you just got to get through 2 weeks, man. Get through 2 weeks. Your mind state will change. Your physical will change. You will be a different person. You'll have a whole new outlook. Buckle down and just do what they say and get through it, man. And it gets better over time. Keep coming back. More will be revealed. Isn't that what they say?
I keep hearing, keep coming back, and there was a guy, this house leader, who was the house leader. It was called Dumbarton at the time, but Scott House at the time. When I got here, he would say, "Just stay." I like that. So now when everybody says keep coming back, I usually in my head I was like, just stay.
Yeah, I don't really like to keep coming. I like just keep showing up, man. Just keep showing. Don't leave. Like just fight through it. Like time's gonna fly whether you want it. Time's gonna keep going whether you want it to go or not. It's not gonna wait on you. It don't care about you. It's gonna keep going through your bad days, your good days, and next thing you know, it's gonna be 14 days and you're gonna be feeling like $1,000,000.
Art, I love it. Art, I totally forgot to put a commercial in the middle of the show.
Yeah, you guys' conversation was just flowing, so I didn't interrupt.
I totally forgot. Yeah, well.
Next one.
Yeah, well, next one, yeah. Man, for my blip. What happens at about 55 minutes? I can't talk anymore. So
I came in like that, so it's okay.
I love it. I love it. So, hey, listen. So, thank you for coming in today, Bobby.
You're welcome, Nathan.
Appreciate you, Bobby N.
Appreciate y'all
Art
for
A.
asking.
You know what I like, Art? When I got an email from you earlier, there's a little circle that shows up next to your email address, and it says AA.
Nice.
And I love that.
Yeah, my son's initials are NAA.
Your son is a badass. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Art. Thank you, everybody watching, listening now and in the future. We are going to take a hiatus and not be doing a show this Thursday at 2 because we've got the McShin Foundation Golf Tournament Classic. I'm putting those words together, but I think they're in a different order. Look, man, we got golf going on Thursday. So Art's going to be out there photographing, taking some video, helping with the social media, making sure that we're doing all this good stuff. And if you're watching, and I know you're watching because, or listening right now, and I know you may not be able to participate in the golf tournament, but we are raising funds, of course, for the McShin Foundation. So if you are interested in participating in the golf tournament fundraiser part of that, you certainly can reach out to us and talk to us about donations that you want to make. And you can, honesty@mcshin.org, or you can hit me up. You can leave a comment here. We can reach you back. But, it's going to be a freaking, I was going to say, we've said it a few times already here. Yeah, it's all right. It's going to be a freaking great show, a great tournament on Thursday. A lot of fun, a lot of sweat. Art's going to be in the shade with a camera, doing stuff, and we'll have fun with that. So we'll be
Cool.
back next Tuesday. Don't know what we got on for the show next Tuesday yet, but I'll tell you what, Art's got some great ideas. We got good people coming on in the next few weeks, and we're gonna do some great things. So take care of yourselves. Take care of y'allselves.
Everybody take care. How about
Everybody take care.
that?
All right. Stay in the herd.
Word.